This is my coding PBL drawing initials. STEM SOS. STEM SOS is a teaching approach that helps students learn through projects such as PBLs. PBL stands for project-based learning. This approach maintains the focus of the standards taught while expanding the learning experience of the students through PBL projects. It allows students to engage in a topic that relates to their personal interests. Research shows that PBLs prepare students for the future. Their goal is to lead students to success by promoting different skills like ownership of learning and collaborative skills. The STEM SOS PBL Showcase is designed to promote and share exemplary student work in PBL projects that can serve as a valuable learning and teaching tool for students, parents, teachers, and other educators. The goal of this project is to ask the user for their first and last name and then draw their initials on their screen with their specific color choice and decided pen size. The total number of lines was 272. Writing. Writing is the activity or skill of marking coherent symbols that represent a language on a surface. Writing has many uses. It helps us store information, communicate ideas, and more. Initials are the first letter of a word or name. It can be used as an abbreviation. Computers and coding. A computer is a device that processes information and gives output based on the information. Input is the data entered, while the output is the response to that. Hardware is the physical part of the computer that you can touch, and software is the programs the computer runs. The central processing unit is a master chip that controls the other parts of the computer. An operating system is the master program that manages how the software is uses the hardware of a computer. A device driver is a software-based device translator that allows different operating systems and different devices to communicate. Coding is the process or activity of writing computer programs. A programming language is a system of notation for writing computer programs. A few examples of programming languages are Python, C++, and Java. This project uses Python. Materials. The materials for this project are CodeHS, computer, mouse, and a keyboard. So when designing this project, I had different ideas on how to complete it. So the first idea drew square bubble letters. Although this looked aesthetically pleasing, this took too many lines of code. On the other hand, the second idea printed the user's initials instead of drawing them. They weren't drawn out using the Tracy program, they were written in Python, but that didn't meet the complete requirements of the goal, and the color was not changeable, so this idea was scrapped too. So the final program is this, the selected version of the program. The first thing the program does is ask for the user's input. Then they take the user's input and convert everything to lowercase letters. It also takes the user's input and divides it into half, the first and last name. Then the first letter of each word is taken and stored into a variable. The conditional statement is used to see what letter the user inputted. When finding a matching letter, the code calls the function that draws the letter. Before drawing the letters though, the program sets the position so the letters are spaced out from each other. After all of this, the program draws a circle around the initials. The program also asks for the background color, the letter color, and the pen size. Scientific principle. Initial is the first letter of a name or a word, typically a person's name. Python is one of the most widely used high-level programming language. Real-life application. Programming is everywhere in the modern world, and you will be faced with it in the streets, your workplace, and your local grocery store. For example, you interact with barcode scanners regularly and almost certainly use code when working, whether or not you're using a word processor to write an email or send messages. Conclusion. An initial is a representative of your name. An initial is most often used for the company's internal circulation of documents and is ranked lower than the electronic signature. This program generates initials from a person's full name using Python. When the user enters their first and last name, it stores it as a string. Then it separates it using the split function and puts it back into a list. Then it takes the first letter of each list item and stores them into different variables. It is also checked with the variables with each letter of the alphabet using a conditional statement. Then it prints out the appropriate alphabet letter with space and user input color. Thank you for listening to my presentation.